How media coverage battles government secrecy and covert operations. Exploring the tension between media reporting and government secrecy, uncovering how covert operations stay hidden and why transparency remains elusive. Behind the curtain, media coverage and government secrecy of covert operations. You know, one thing that has always fascinated me is how much of what governments do stays hidden from the public eye, especially when it comes to covert operations. These are the kinds of missions and activities that are deliberately kept under wraps, often justified as necessary for national security. But it raises so many questions about government classified information and government confidentiality, like, how much are we actually allowed to know? When the media tries to report on these covert operations, they often face a brick wall. Governments operate with intense government information secrecy, and that means journalists are usually dealing with leaks, whistleblowers, or declassified government documents secrecy that only happen years after the fact. It's a tricky landscape. Reporters want to inform the public, but they also have to navigate government secret policies that are designed to prevent sensitive info from going public. This ongoing tension is as old as undercover work itself. What's fascinating is the tug of war between the public's right to know and the government's need to keep certain strategies confidential. On one hand, if too much information leaks, it could compromise ongoing operations or put lives at risk. On the other, without transparency, it's easy for abuses of power to happen behind closed doors. Government transparency issues come up a lot in this context, especially when covert operations get tangled with political motives or hidden agendas. Think about all those times whistleblowers or investigative journalists have uncovered government secret policies or missteps, like covert surveillance programs or questionable interventions abroad. They often risk everything to try and shed light on what's happening. But even then, the full story rarely comes out. There's always this veil of government document secrecy that's meant to protect national security, but sometimes it feels like it just protects power itself. That's why I recently came across Hush, a psychological thriller of alien manipulation and deep state deceit. It's a gripping story that brilliantly explores the themes of government secrecy, clandestine operations, and the psychological games that come with hidden agendas. Beyond just being a thriller, it paints a picture of how these secret policies can mess with reality and manipulate people. If you're intrigued by the idea of government information secrecy and the shadow plays of covert ops, this book really hits the mark. Plus, if you want to get lost in a story that captures these issues with suspense and depth, you can buy now in ebook, print, or audio formats. Whether you prefer a gripping audiobook you can listen to on your commute, a physical copy to flip through, or an ebook for your device, it's all available. It's a cool ride through what happens when government confidentiality turns into something far more sinister. At the end of the day, what really strikes me is how we, as the public, love a good secret, especially when we suspect it might involve alien manipulation or deep state deceit. But we also want the truth laid bare on the table. The problem is that official government information secrecy often keeps that truth just out of reach. And that's why stories, whether fiction or investigative journalism, that shine a light on government secret policies remain so crucial. So what do you think? Are we ever going to see true government transparency about covert operations? Or is it just part of the game that some information stays locked away, possibly forever? It's a complex but endlessly intriguing topic, and one that definitely deserves more attention, and maybe a few more good thriller novels to keep us pondering.